Hello everyone, I'm so sorry we're late. In my kids have just left the swimming and a little bit later than intended, and then I managed to turn my phone off, so all good. So hello and welcome. This is, I think, is the third Woman on a Mission live we've done so far, and I'm really excited to be having Nancy joining us. So get yourselves comfortable. Tell me where you are. There's Avocado Fairy. Let's see if we can get her in. Two. And yeah, hello.
Hello.
There she is. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I just made my way through the gin more than I should have done.
Excellent. I just poured myself. I don't normally have red actually, so I'm like, oh, anything.
Oh, it's like that, huh?
What an evening. What an evening. Anyway, how are you? How are you?
I'm drinking gin to get. I'm good, thank you. Yes, I'm okay.
Oh, it's so good to see you, and thank you so much for giving up some time this evening.
Oh, you're welcome.
And yeah, so welcome. So as you know, it's this is just like a really informal chat to you, to introduce you to the guys that kind of hang around in my part of the Instagram community, and I just want to talk about your book and all the amazing things that you've done and doing. And I'm not sure how long we've got. I'm not sure. I did think actually just now, I wonder whether you might need to get a top up, because I think, judging from our previous conversations, we could go on for hours.
It's my second.
Brilliant.
Well, no one's watching. It's fine.
No one's watching, and it's totally okay to swear.
Well. They're swearing. Then there's my horrendous potty mouth. So this is my big ambition tonight: is to be eloquent.
We've just got to go, Nancy, go. So I think just, you know, I said to you, it's very informal. It's just a really nice chat about you and what you do, and so yeah. So Avocado Fairy, tell me tell me about you. And I mean, obviously we chat, but for all the people that are kind of joining in that haven't actually had that opportunity to have a conversation with you yet, tell me about where Avocado Fairy came from, and yeah, your bit about your backstory. Is that a bit hardcore to go in? Sorry, I should just ask an easy one on sport or something.
I would love to be profound and say, well, firstly, okay, you're talking to the person who thought texting would never take off. So I joined Instagram and then didn't bother with it for ages, thinking it was just a load of bollocks. Oh, see, there we go.
Oh, brilliant.
It's what's the, you know, and then I realised that, because I love taking photos, and it sort of became like a photo diary, if you like. As for the name, well, I cut me in half, and I'm half avocado. I'm addicted to eating them, and I was drunk one night. It might come as a surprise to you, and
on gin.
I don't know. I can't remember.
You can't remember.
And I thought, oh, you know, I quite like being a fairy, flouncing around. You know,
what's not to love about being a fairy?
Seemed in my drunken state perfect. You know, why not? So hence Avocado Fairy. That's where that came from.
Which, can I just say, when you're stressed, because I turned my phone off as I meant to go live, typing out Avocado Fairy does not come easily.
Yeah.
Help. So I love that. And how long ago was that?
God, I years ago. I mean, I've been active on here for about 6 years.
Yeah.
And it's a mixture of things, but why I like it so much. But really, I use it as a journal, and I'm old enough to have been one of those people that when Facebook came out, that was a novelty, and and I sort of keep it going. I don't do anything on Facebook anymore, but I keep it going for the memories and everything.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a journal for me.
Yeah.
Important because quite a bit of stuff's happened, and it's nice to look back and remember good days as well as the bad days and things like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And certainly throughout these last what, almost 2 years now. And oh my God, you've had a lockdown more crazy than most of us, haven't you? So yeah, it's so nice actually, isn't it? When you get the, I mean, I was on Facebook and for one reason or another have kind of more enjoyed kind of like the Instagram community really, I suppose. And it's so lovely when you have that little message flash up going, this is what you were doing 10 years ago, and you're like, 10? Surely that was just 2.
Yeah.
That can't be right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so lovely to have that reminder about what you were doing. And
yeah, and the community on here is, well, the world I've fallen into is a really good and kind world. There's a lot to be said about social media being a negative experience, and I would hate to be, well, like our children are of an age where my two sort of shun it. They can't be bothered with it at all, really. But it's brutal. It can be brutal, but for me it's been a blessing, especially because of my situation. I'm a lot more housebound than I ever thought I would be in my 40s and 30s, it's been a godsend, and lots of great things have come from it. So I'm all for it. I love it. I don't like the algorithm. I think it's a bit
you are swearing again, Nancy. Come on. Stop it.
Yeah, it's an arsehole, it really is. But
oh my God, isn't it just?
And I no one's going to listen to a minion like me, but I love it.
Come on, you're a #1 bestseller, for goodness sake. Don't be so silly.
Well, I was for about a week.
Stop it. We need to get onto that. But yeah, it's I think I agree with you. I think our kid. How old are yours now?
Well, I can't quite believe it. But 20. Hang on, Christ! I need to get my daughter's age right because she's 21, and my son is 23. So that's because in my mind, they're still a lot younger. But I think all mums think like that, don't they? And they, even though my son is double my height and he's a big, he's a stocky chap. It's not polite for fat. He is actually like a stocky chap, in case he's listening. Oh dear, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
On there now, so you'll be rude in a minute.
No, that's the thing, isn't it? It's just time. I remember actually when I just started my business, and my two were 5 and 7, and a lot of my clients had children who were navigating the whole GCSE A level. It's like your son, Toadstool, I'm bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were navigating the whole GCSE university A level route, and I was just like, oh my God, that just sounds horrendous. And they were like, yeah, do you think you're busy now? You have no idea. And I was like, but they're going to be doing their own thing. Oh my God, they are so right. I have we've got birthdays over Christmas. It's always a giggle,
Well, you need
the birthday card and the birthday wrap in the shop. But yes, they both got birthdays over Christmas. So we've got a soon to be 16 and a soon to be 18-year-old.
Oh,
I have no idea how that. Well, I obviously don't know how that happened, but I have no idea how we've got to that age already. It's frightening.
That's lovely because they haven't quite flown the nest yet, and that's sort of special. Actually, I wanted to kill Toby at 18, but he's morphed into a marvelous young chap now. But
very lovely chap now, and he's still on, I think so.
Is he still here? Hi. I thought to say rude about her. That's fine.
Yeah. So can we talk about your book and how it all came about and how beautifully illustrated it is, and just just some background into yeah, just how it all came about, because it's just beautiful.
Well, thank you.
But I
Well,
really want everyone to go and buy it, because not only if it may or may not resonate with the people um, watching it on feedback or what have you, but it's just beautiful, and I think every stocking should have one.
I agree. I agree.
Do you think? I think that is my mission.
Hmm.
Every stocking should
Yeah,
have.
absolutely. I mean, because this isn't about me making any money out of it. It's absolutely everything goes to the brain tumor charity. The reason why it came about. Hi kids, they're both on. Uh, the reason why it came about was because well, I had always wanted to write a book. Always. I think we all have a book in us.
Do you know, I was just about to say, everyone's got a book in them, haven't they?
Yeah. And it, it was really important to me. Firstly, to piss my English teacher off, who told me that I was abysmal at English. Now, my close friends know how awful I am at grammar checking and spell checking. Joe will know. I'm famous for my typos and how people have to sort of. But anyway.
God, you and me both.
Oh, dear me.
Are you swearing at that point as well?
Mm. I can't even put my swears out right. Anyway, it was really important to me because in the end of 2019, I fell out of remission. I have a astrocytoma grade 3, which is a serious brain tumor, brain cancer, and I'm it's a bit but I shouldn't have really lived this long with it. I'm a bit of an anomaly.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Can
we just have some hearts in the side of that, please, because that is just amazing.
I don't know what I mean. They'll know in 10 years' time. It will be something bizarre. It's not because I've given up sugar, because I certainly haven't, and it's not because of X, Y, Z. It's probably some genetic reason why, which they will understand soon enough. But anyway, I really thought that that was going to be it. Really. It's the kind of news. It was bad enough being diagnosed the first time, and
When was that? Do you mind me asking?
In 2005, and that was a story in itself, because I spent 2 years being told by various doctors that I was making it up, and very common for young women. You'll often find a lot of young women, and I don't think I'm incorrect saying this at all, in psych units and put on antidepressants. When actually they have a neurological disorder. And scanning back then wasn't 2 a penny like it is now.
Oh, no.
It was a fight. 2 years it took to get noticed, and I paid privately. It was, even my GP at the time said, when I had my first seizure, that, you don't want to tell anyone important that you'll lose your driving license. That was how it was all looked at back then. So that was 2005. And I had very aggressive treatment back then, which was breaking, sort of in England, it was sort of new. For my sort of regimen. And anyway, I got to 2019 and it was back. And it floored me. It was. So I thought, right, I need to pull my finger out, get some bucket list stuff done. Of course, COVID comes along and seriously rains on my parade. But it was a blessing in the respect that it kept my daughter back at home at uni, and I started to write my book, and she started to illustrate it, and we spent a lot of time together. We're really close anyway. I mean, I absolutely adore her. And she's an incredible artist. This kind of for the book isn't really her style at all, so it did push her out. You know, she was like, I'm sure she inside she was going, no, that's not my cup of tea. But I think she did a wonderful job.
Just
And
absolutely, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I always say that she should quit medicine and go and be an artist. And there are many times when she thought that
Yeah.
herself.
Well, oh my God, certainly over the last 2 years, it is
Yeah,
just,
I mean,
yeah.
it's been relentless for her.
Mm.
So that's how the book came about, really. It's top of my bucket list. The other thing that was top of my bucket list was I was to go and see the aurora, but I'd done that a couple of years before, and that in Iceland. So there are more items, but getting this book out was really important to me.
Have you got it? Have you got it with you?
Might do.
She's such a pro.
I got it off the Christmas tree, actually.
I meant to say to you when we were chatting earlier, have you got a copy of your book? And I forgot, or actually no, I didn't forget. I got sidetracked by a slightly stressed 17-year-old. But there it is. There it is.
Yes.
It's beautiful. I will add it in the link when we save this story and story of this live. And yeah, let's get as many people as possible, because you've already raised £7,000. Is that right?
Yeah.
For the brain.
Yeah, my target was five for the brain tumour charity. They're my charity that there are lots. There are the brain tumour charity world is often is quite fragmented because there's a lot of legacies of people, and the brain tumour charity, you know, sort of it encompasses a few of them, and selfishly, you know, they work with my oncologist, Dr. Matt Williams, and they're now promoting and helping to raise money for this new trial, phase 2 trial called Aristocrat, which is really important. Changer if you know,
yeah,
if it comes to fruition. So yes, they're I mean, in an ideal world I'd love to raise an awful lot more money for them. I'm not up to running marathons, funny enough.
I am, to be honest, but there we are.
You're, aren't you? You're running a marathon.
Yeah, that's another story. We'll talk about that another time.
Leave that to the mad people. Thanks.
So
yeah, they're the charity that I donated that money to, and we're still getting money in dribs and drabs, and we sort of pop a bit over each month. That it, you know, it's sort of lost its momentum a little bit because I'm sort of old news in that respect, I think. But you know, it's still doing a good thing. And what's really touching is the teachers, especially in America. There's a lot of teachers that have taken it on board, and a lot of libraries. And it's a book based on the circle of life.
Yeah.
And how well, basically, I am Toadstool. You know, it's about wanting to leave a little bit of you behind, and that's what this book is about, really.
Beautiful.
It's quite selfish though.
Sorry?
It's selfish in a way, because I'm like, don't forget me, I've written a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not selfish by any stretch of imagination. You have done a brilliant thing. Not only still rocking the world with all of the stuff that you do, but you've ticked off a major thing off your bucket list, which is just brilliant. And you're raising money and awareness for a charity really close to your heart. I mean, a tick. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah. It's opened up a lot of doors for me. I have worked with a huge number of, what do I call them? New recruits to the brain tumour world. You know?
Yeah.
And what's nice is that they look at me with my type of tumour, and I'm still here X amount of years on, and they're like, wow, this is really cool because, you know, we're given like 3 months, 6 months to live.
Yeah.
And so it can be done. There aren't a huge amount of us, but we are here, and we are plodding on, and that's good. You just hear about the really sad stories all the time, and there are many.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's a really scary type of cancer to come across. They always use it in movies, you know. It's always, you know, dramatic, and it is, and it's, but that you know, there is hope, and good things are happening, and the more money we raise, and the more awareness that we raise, it makes it more talked about, and it's really important.
Absolutely. And that it's, like you say, there is hope, and that there is you know, new treatments coming along all the time, but it's down to the work that you're doing, not selfishly by any stretch of the imagination, that is helping to kind of push that to the forefront as well, which is just
We just got to take it out of the shadowy corners, really.
Yeah. So can we get it into schools and children's wards and that kind of stuff? You've done
well. People in the UK less so. In I don't know. It's probably my English teacher spreading them out.
She's read the little curse. Right, we need to get this into school teachers. We need to speak to hospitals, children's wards, and get it out there.
A lot of I have had a lot of people who've in their family have had brain cancer, and a lot of they have shared it with their family members, and a lot of little people have been grateful to have the story read to them and to understand it at their level. And I've had some really touching stories shared with and that, you know, it's quite amazing. So yeah. I'm losing my voice. Excuse me.
Need another little swig.
Oh. Yeah, it's really good stuff.
Yeah, amazing. So do you have other plans for the book? Like, I would love to see this. Call me weird, call me I've always had this hashtag actually of dream it, live it. So if you can think of something that you'd like to happen, just keep manifesting. And some people think I'm a bit weird for that, but I'm okay with that. And if you keep manifesting enough, and you keep thinking about it enough, and keep working on it enough, then it hopefully will come true. So my vision for your book is that it becomes animated.
I would love that.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Really cool.
And we can share it, or you can share it with even more people.
Absolutely. I don't know how to make that happen. I know a really good girl who can do some really good animation.
No, it's funny, yeah.
She might.
You're halfway there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be artist.
Be lovely. It would be lovely. I have gone through that scenario in my head. I don't know how to make that happen, but it would be lovely.
Well, we've just put it out there. It's out in the universe.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
I did send a copy, not that he's the subject du jour, to Boris Johnson when he had his first baby. Yeah.
You sent him another one. You just had another one.
Yeah, I think he's got other pressing matters to deal with, rather than not to delve into politics. But no, he did. I didn't get a reply. I thought it sounds Wilfred, I think, if I remember correctly.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right.
And no, not interested. So I was mortally.
Well, what about the royals? What about Catherine and William?
I could try.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah,
You
absolutely,
never know.
absolutely, absolutely. No,
We'll
it's
put a little bucket list of people that you can, write to, and we'll get it.
yeah.
And one of the questions I had actually, I know I'm massively darting around all over the place, so forgive me. Was will there be a number 2 book, either a follow-on from your first one, or will there be like a completely separate new one, or are you kind of like, I'm done now?
No, I'm not done. I think Toadstool's told his story. So I have got another book, and it involves a pug.
Go
That's
on.
what I'm saying.
Oh,
Well,
you're so secretive.
well,
Go on, share. No one's listening.
okay. So it's called A Pug's Tale, and tale as in the story of,
Yeah.
because a pug is only happy when his tail or her tail is curly.
Yeah.
And so it's what you have to do to make a pug's tail curly.
Can you see all these hearts?
Oh, oh, that's good.
The heart's like brilliant. Keep them going, guys. Keep them going, guys. It's brilliant. Isn't that just the best topic?
It's about, again, it's like with the meaning that Toadstool is me. It's about how we need to treat the things in our life with kindness and respect and love and nurture, and boy does this world need it. And
You are not wrong.
this pug has come from has had a very unhappy start in his life from a puppy farm. He goes to a new home, and the family work out what it is that he needs to make him have a curly tail. Now that's much more than I should have said. That's it. That's all you're getting.
I won't breathe a word.
So there we go.
That's amazing. That is brilliant.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah.
And equally, I mean, I'm going to put Charlie Mackesie's name in there. Equally, has appealed. That his book is incredible. That has appealed to so many people, children, grandparents.
Well,
Love it. I buy it for my friends' birthdays, and it's like, oh, it's just brilliant. Your book.
That his book is like it should be given out to every child starting school. It's like it should be on the curriculum. It's how we should treat everybody.
But I'm putting you in that same category,
No.
because no. I'm not just saying it because I don't say things for
no
reason. There's no point. But I'm saying it because I mean it, and because you write so beautifully. Your daughter teamwork. Your daughter illustrates so beautifully, and it's just, you have a way. I was going to be really rude about your English teacher then. Ignore her, but I wonder whether she has just kind of put you in that, oh, she said that, so therefore I am. No, you're not. You are in that league for sure.
Well, that's incredibly kind.
Yes, you are. I see. I'm not the only one. Cuppa and Snook says the same thing.
Well, she's my best friend. She's going to say that.
Well, I agree with her. So we agree. So that's 2 of us at least. So look, come on. You are. Don't put yourself down. It's yeah. And and I think. Sorry.
I'm just looking at my friends are here.
Oh, that's so lovely. But when COVID first happened, everyone became very. Oh, I don't want to say anything without upsetting anybody, but in my part of the world, certainly everyone became very kind of quiet and calm, and we've got to be good to our neighbours, and we've got to be kind, and like, it doesn't matter, just be kind. And I'm like, oh, hurrah, because that's what I talk about all the time. And some people get really boring, Claire, come on, move along. But it doesn't hurt to be kind, or just to, how are you? And no, not I'm okay, but really, how are you? It doesn't take much to do that. But I think as soon as things started opening up again, more so, there was a lot of anger, there was a lot of frustration, there was a lot of stress. Stress then became angry, angry then became more stressed, and it just became almost, I don't know, everyone's in it for themselves again. And it's just like, this is tough. Everyone has their own story. They don't share it necessarily.
Yeah,
Lots of people are going through some really, really horrible times. But
it has been utterly horrific.
your pug story, oh my God, resonate with so many people.
Well, I decided it's been in my head for a while, but you know, talking of the stress of things is my dad died of COVID earlier on this year. Um, I I he, an awkward character, but he was my dad, and he when I was clearing out part of my family home, I found that my book was on his desk. And I just thought, because he would never actually give me any praise really, or he would well, generally I was pretty much, well, a pain in the arse actually. But when I was sat there with him for the last 7 hours, I just thought about our whole lifetime, my whole lifetime with him, and the ups and downs, and it's been a very dramatic sort of situation with my parents. And I just thought at the end of the day that it's so important to live a good and kind life and to treat people. I mean, I've fallen out with people in my life. I'm no, you know, we all do, but you know, it was a bit of a game changer for me, and I thought about my book then actually, because I had 7 hours to sit there in full PPE, and he wasn't talking. I couldn't breathe in that bloody stuff. I mean, how people work in that? I mean, it's just incredible. I was just sat there being sad for 7 hours, where there were people actually saving people's lives in that stuff, and it just, all I could feel was love and kindness from everybody, from the number of people coming in and explaining things to me, and it was overwhelming. And I was thinking about the pug with the curly tail then, actually thinking, you know, what do you do to make someone happy, you know? And so, you know, good things, or you have to make good things come out of bad things, otherwise what is the point? What do we learn? We learn nothing if we don't try and make something good come out of something bad.
1000%. Absolutely. I was listening. I'm going off track even more now. I was listening to Katie Mellower being interviewed yesterday, and she is doing a lot of work for the homeless, just in the way that there doesn't seem to be enough signposting going around. So we know about food banks, but do we know where the nearest one is? We know that there are shelters, but you know, COVID has brought so many devastating stories that more and more people are needing to, you know, needing these services. So she had a friend who confessed to her 3 years after it actually happened, to say, I was homeless. She was living in her car. She lived in circumstances. She was living in her car in the deepest, darkest depths of winter, freezing, before COVID. And she said, can you just do something to let people know where to go? And so Katie was like, I can do that. I can do that. So she spoke to BBC, and she's now going around all the local BBC radio stations to flag and signpost people to where to go, you know, where to go to shelter, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just, but my point is the fact that she spends a lot of time speaking to people who were homeless, and that's not necessarily, I mean, immediately we think people sleeping on sleeping bags in the street, what have you. She said, but you know, if you're living on your friend's sofa because you don't have your own home, you are homeless. If you are living in your car, equally you're homeless. It's not all about just, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it's not just about seeing the people on literally on the streets, as horrific as it is. But this one chap that she was talking to just said, do you know, the kindest thing anyone can do, and it really, the kindest thing that anyone can do is just look me in the eye and give me a smile.
We all just want that contact with.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this, isn't it? That's why
Connection.
why I'm doing this. That's we all just want that connection. We all want to be noticed, not in a sort of jazz hands sort of way,
No.
but just that, hi, I'm here.
How are you?
How are you? How's your day? Can I help you?
Yeah. Yeah. My son actually has this this thing he was taught at school, and he's brought it home, and it's become, it hasn't become a joke because that would be too flippant, but it's become a bit of a catchphrase really. So it was, oh look at that, we see you beautiful.
Oh, I know.
Isn't
Oh.
so beautiful. But yeah, so he says, you know, how are you? And he goes, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine. And he goes, no, big pause. How are you? Oh my God, he's 15. That is just the best thing.
That's 15. That's incredible. That's really incredible. Must have a good mummy.
No, I think it was a teacher at school.
Mummy.
But yeah, but I mean,
right.
That's in fact, you know, that's all it takes sometimes, isn't it? It's just to feel seen as opposed to feeling unseen. And the stories that she was saying was that, you know, people assume wrongly that you are homeless because you've got a drink or alcohol or both problem. And because of COVID, everything is exacerbated. People have lost their jobs, people have lost their homes, they've lost their families. So many horrendous stories. And that's not the case. It's a byproduct sometimes.
I'm just being brought a prop.
More gin? Sorry, that was a really squeaky. Oh my gosh. Look, now, is that apple?
This is apple.
Oh, that's one of my questions actually, was can you tell us about apple and pumpkin? That's a great prop, because I think we're probably getting a bit heavy there. But anyway, connection, eye contact, how are you? Doesn't cost a thing.
Absolutely. Let me put you down there because she's trying to get down. Apple and pumpkin is my 10th pug. I have been 10th. I have been.
Look at all the love hearts for apple.
Hi Gerald, I can see you.
Oh, that's so cool.
Gerald's the best baker in France. Makes better sourdough than my husband. He's not listening.
Is he in the room or?
No, I'm sure he's not paying attention. I got my first rescue pugs with my first husband, Justin. Justin died of a sudden heart attack in front of my children. 2010. And we got Mungo and Mindy. Oh God, I'm being brought the second prop now.
Oh, brilliant! So this is pumpkin.
It's pumpkin. Move you out. Hello, everybody.
Oh.
You might stay a bit longer.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, Mungo and Mindy used to sleep in the washing machine at night.
No.
They did. They're very, and far before, long before pugs were trendy. I think the problem started, if you look carefully.
Yeah.
I was fascinated with E.T.
Yes, do you know?
You see E.T.?
So right, that is, yeah.
Yeah, so I then started working for Pug Rescue as a rehomer, and a general dog's body. Um, Hi, baby.
They've just got so expression. Their eyes are so full of expression, aren't they? Just like,
This
look at him.
her.
Her. Sorry.
My God.
I'm so sorry.
It's all
That
right.
tail is going to go straight, isn't it? So sorry.
Well, she's trying. Right, there we go. So yes.
Pot room's now empty.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Props. So yes. I'm pug obsessed, and they're all rehomed for one reason or another.
Amazing.
Mm.
Amazing. I think you can have a whole story of pugs.
Oh, I am a pug bore. I am a
But
pug.
but I think, you know, with your story about the tail, the pug's tail,
Yeah.
you know, what was your first one's called? More? I've forgotten already, my brain. What were your first pugs called?
Oh, Mungo and Mindy.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
a storybook.
Yeah, that crikey. There's Peanut. Oh, I'm not even going to go through the whole names.
Such great names. So tell us how did Apple and Pumpkin get their names?
Apple came as Apple.
Oh,
Yeah. So we
okay.
and then Pumpkin was called something else, but we decided that we needed to carry on with a sort of greengrocer theme, and so she became a pumpkin. She arrived sort of early September, so heading into
Oh yeah, that's very
yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Name, so
We're heading into Christmas. You're just talking about autumn and pumpkins and what have you. Do you have a family tradition?
well, yes, actually.
Are you allowed to share?
No. Yeah, yes. Basically, I think our longest standing tradition has been the panto on Christmas Eve.
Oh, my. Yeah.
We did it when the kids were young, and I've always tried to make sure that we're in the seats where one of the children gets picked and is traumatized. And what's I the biggest trauma possible. When they were younger, it was all I got pulled up, and Justin got pulled up.
They are loving this. The hearts. I think we probably had more hearts than ever before. I can't add to them, sadly, but yeah, brilliant.
Oh yeah, but all the hearts. I've never been a parent to leave my children with honour, so it's just we went through the years where the horrible teenage, like, oh mom,
Don't even look at me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and now it's like,
So embarrassing.
poor Toby would be the star of the show if he was called up. He would give the pantomime dame a run for his money, her money, his money. So yeah, I'm a little bit mortified this year. We've got quite safe seats, so I've committed a family faux pas, but that's our tradition.
Well, I think you need to go and sit in the aisle at the point when they flags. We're here.
I've just seen my friend Paula said Harry Corbett had me up on the stage once.
I just saw that.
That's really cool.
It is.
Wow.
Really, really cool. This isn't a panto story. I'm about to share with you a really random story about I went to see Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, at the theatre in Plymouth, which is not that far from me. And it was the day before I was going to London to run my first marathon.
Oh, what? Wait, what? How many?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, mad. And I'd forgotten. I booked these tickets so far in advance. I'd completely forgotten all about it. So friend rings. Don't forget, we're going to the theatre. Oh my God. Okay, crikey. Oh God. Okay. Oh, that wasn't on the agenda. I've got to go off to London to run this funny race. Anyway, we're in the foyer before we're about to go in. So I'm there with two other friends, and I get a tap on my shoulder. You've been picked. Well done. And I'm like, what? And I'm 5'2", so you know most people are quite a way bit taller than me. So how they found me, I don't know. But they're like, you've been picked to come on stage.
Uh,
I don't even like my photograph being taken. So the fact that I'm doing this is really weird. So I was like, no, I don't think so. And my friends were going, go on, you've got to, once a lifetime opportunity. Jason Donovan's going to be on stage, for God's sake, get on stage.
you could be as Kylie.
Oh my God. So it was one of those, do I or don't I? Okay, just go with it, do it. But my friends are really, really worried that I was going to get injured. So they were like, she can only come if she's not going to get injured. Anyway, cut long story short, Jason Donovan was literally like there, and I wasn't allowed. I was told I was allowed to go and say hello, and then they went, no, you're going the wrong way. And then we literally went on stage. I had to do a silly dance with all the cast and 3 other volunteers that weren't really volunteers, and then we came out. But yes, it's not quite a panto story, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh no, it isn't. Oh, brilliant! You got another prop. I love it. Who is Lanky Durham?
Durham is trouble. He's our friend Gerald. He's an Englishman who lives in France with his lovely wife Laurence.
Sourdough chap.
And he's a I don't, what is prop number 3?
I know what I'm just saying. I thought it was someone within your house who was going to bring you another prop, which is brilliant.
Well, I've got Hugh Jackman. There's a cardboard cutout in the loft, but you know, I didn't want him to steal my show, so.
I knew we could be friends. Yeah. What can I say? What can I say? So what's next for you? What's next for you?
Well, I can't really operate more than a couple of months in advance. I've got a scary scan, and this is why I married this man. You're good. He's a keeper.
Yeah.
I've got my next set of scans and stuff at the beginning of January.
Okay.
It is. If it's good, then that's good. If it's bad, then things start to go a bit pear-shaped. So we'll go for good.
Let's go for good. You so need to get on that stage on Christmas Eve. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. But yeah, I'm sending you all the love. I really am. And
thank you.
Someone's in the loft.
Also a fine collection of water.
It is a very fine collection.
Yeah. It's not my Christmas lot. That's not out yet.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm getting slightly freaked out by the amount of Christmas I'm seeing.
Do you know what? This is the bad thing about Instagram.
Mm.
I happen to be organised and done, but that's only because I've had so much noise in my brain.
Yeah.
A friend of mine describes it as wasps in her brain, that I've had to try and calm down the noise. So I have been organised, but I know normal humans aren't. But I read a post today about the pressure that all these bits and pieces, because people only post the pretty bits of their house. They don't post the house, do they?
Don't look at the stuff behind.
Yeah, you know, there are a few people who I know, my friend Rach, who sometimes does a real post, and kudos to her, because I think only good, strong, proper people do things like that. But most people will only post the pretty bits.
Can we give her a shout out? What's her name? Rachel.
Very important vintage.
I've seen her on the live. Brilliant. I should go and see her. Very important vintage. A very important name. I love it.
She's a very important human, actually.
She sounds like she could be a woman on a mission.
Yeah, actually, she should be. She's.
Can you join our club?
Yeah, she's a pretty cool human being. And she shared a post. I think it was her.
Yeah, she's like DMing you, going, "Oh, it wasn't me. You know, it wasn't me."
Pressure. Well, I'm sure we all feel it. You know, the pressures. If someone's posted a really beautiful tree or a really beautiful sort of little what are they called, vignettes of blah blah. I mean, the rest of the house can be an absolute shithole, but you don't, damn it, I've done it again, an absolute disaster. But you don't see that, do you? So that's the downside, and there's a lot of pressure on humans to look perfect, and life isn't like that. You have to.
It isn't. It really isn't. And actually, our family tradition is that we always go and get our tree together. We've always gone together, and we always have the discussion about which tree we should get. we should get.
We had to stop.
Always, sorry?
We had to stop that because we got stopped by the police once because our Christmas tree was poking outside the car. And I kid you not, we live in the middle of nowhere, and we were driving down a country lane from some farmer's field where we lopped the tree. I mean, with like his consent, like we didn't just randomly go and steal a tree.
Yeah, your tree sticking out of the car, and by the way, you stole it. So can you just go put it back?
We had 2 trees because at that point David and I weren't living together. So we had a tree for my house and a tree for his house. I think that's right. Everything's always a bit jiggly in my brain, but I think that's right. And unbelievably, a police car was coming down this middle of nowhere lane and stopped us and saying I think we were driving with undue care and attention. It's like,
oh dear God. But if you're living in a rural area and you've got a policeman in a rural area, you know.
Toby, the trees weren't squishing your children to death.
Yeah, still picking out.
Only.
Still picking out bits. So our tradition has always been the 2 weekends before Christmas. That's when we go and get our real tree, our tree. That's what we do, and it's always Love Actually. It's almost like, Love Actually. How early do we go? And we go and get a real tree, and it's always been 2 weekends before Christmas. So when Christmas trees started flying around, well, not literally flying around, but flying around, kind of November, I was like,
it's been bad this year. I mean, I'm a die-hard, don't crack till December sort of person.
Yeah.
But, I did go early this year, the first time in my 46 years.
It did arrive, and I felt the need to put it, in the office. But
beautiful. That's beautiful.
This is Lights for Fun.
Oh, I like them. They do really good things.
Really good things. They actually, this is for you. Look, can you see what it says on the heart? Can you see? It's probably backwards, isn't it? It says never give up.
Never give up. No, I'll never give up, but I will bloody moan about it along the way.
Well, I'm very disappointed about the lack of your swearing, to be honest. You promised me lots of swearing and clean knickers, but I won't go there. So that is the only contribution so far, but it's only because I couldn't wait to get it out of the box. And I thought, well, I'm just going to put it up. But 2 weeks before Christmas is our...
Well, and good. And
got to get you before lockdown. You are absolutely right. In fact, actually, we're going to get our tree tomorrow.
Good.
If there's any left, I've heard there's a bit of a shortage.
Well, I'll make sure the cops are out in Devon.
Yeah.
Because
skulking around in the dark.
Nothing more bizarre than being stopped by the police because of your Christmas tree sticking out the car. Random moments of my life. There have been a few. That was one of them.
I love it. I'm here for it. Absolutely here for it. Thank you. So I could talk to you forever. But thank you so much for your time, and it's always a joy to chat to you, whether it's face to face, online, via DM. It is always an absolute joy to keep doing what you're doing. Can we just see the book again?
You can. Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da. I'm going to put a link. So it's on Amazon, isn't it?
It's on Amazon.
Is it anywhere else? Is it in Waterstones or anywhere like that?
It's in my link in my bio.
So I will save this and add the link, and I'm on a mission to get it out there more.
Thank you. That means it to me. Thank you. That's really
I mean it. You know me. I'm a bit gushy, but I mean every word of it.
Good. I'm the Actually, I gush at adverts. I mean, the John Lewis one this year set me off completely. So you know, there's no hope for me. So thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you so much for your time. This is the good stuff about Instagram. You're off. Thank you so much. I didn't miss the name, but someone needs to release their off. This is the good stuff about Instagram. Is the fact that I've met so many amazing, incredible people who are just lovely, and you are without doubt one of those. So thank you. Come and join us again. Come and join us again.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I'll see you very, very soon. Thank you so much. Speak soon.